It's Tuesday, I'm Nina and this is BBC News Round. Here's what you can look forward to in the next few minutes. Whizzing across your screens, we show you the world's fastest remote-controlled car. And he doesn't need wheels to get moving. We are joined in the studio by fitness coach Joe Wicks. But first, the Winter Olympics may have finished, but the celebrations are still continuing. After Team GB's most successful Winter Olympic Games ever in Italy, some of the medal winners have started to arrive back in the UK to fans, giving them a cheer. Amongst them was Matt Weston, who made history, winning 2 golds in the skeleton.
My feet haven't really touched the ground, to be honest. I haven't really had time to kind of sit down and almost reflect on what's happened. I've just kind of been a whirlwind since I've finished racing, and I'm hoping to actually get a bit of time at home to rest and chill with my family, actually. But seems like I probably won't get that for a little bit.
Maybe you fancy yourself as the next Olympian or just enjoy getting outside for a bit of a run. Well, our next guest definitely likes to keep moving and is hoping to inspire you to get going too. Joining me on the sofa is fitness coach Joe Wicks. Hi Joe, welcome to News Round.
Good morning Nina, how are you doing?
I'm all good, thanks so much for joining us. You're here to talk about the London Marathon. That obviously starts in April, it's quite long and kids can't get involved, but what can they get involved with?
Yes, this is a really great day because the Body Coach Foundation has officially become the charity partner of the TCS Mini London Marathon. And obviously, the event in London is amazing. Kids get to take part physically running the course, but the virtual Mini London Marathon schools is a really great chance for schools all across the UK to get their kids involved by covering the distance. So 2 miles is the aim, and they can jog it, walk it, run it, wheel it, and it's a really great way to get the kids moving, have fun. It's not a race, it's not a competition in itself, but it's a really good way of getting kids active and taking care of their physical and mental health.
Yeah, it sounds great. And how can schools get involved?
So it's completely free to enter, and the aim with this partnership, we're trying to get 1 million kids taking part in the Mini London Marathon schools. And there's a website, it's the minilondonmarathon.com website, and essentially each school that signs up gets a welcome pack with some games, some recipes that I've developed and loads of activities, but also there's running numbers, there's certificates when they complete it, and every school that enters can enter a competition for me to come along and do a workout in their school in person.
Oh, amazing. What a prize. I love that. Well, we actually spoke to some kids who took part in it last year, so let's have a listen to what they had to say.
Running makes me feel refreshed because when you run, you can just enjoy the nice air.
It's fun and exciting.
I feel like I'm alive.
I really like this time when I'm running. I like speed.
When I'm running, I know that will be better for my mental health.
Amazing stuff. So those kids obviously love running, similar to you because you did the marathon last year, didn't you? How was it?
Yeah, it's lovely to see those comments because you do feel better afterwards, don't you? Always feel better after a bit of exercise. And I did the London Marathon last year with a friend of mine who was a complete beginner to running. So we did this thing called Jeffing, which essentially means you run, walk. So when you get a bit tired, rather than thinking, oh, I'm a failure, I can't do this and giving up, we just walk for a couple of minutes and then we'd run again and we'd cover the distance. It took a bit longer, but that's the key. With this Mini London Marathon in schools, you don't have to run it continuously. You could stop, have a breather, and then just finish when you're ready. And you're just going to feel so good at the end of it. And like those kids said, they feel like it's tough in the moment, but when you finish it, that sense of achievement and the accomplishment and how you feel afterwards, those mental health benefits of exercise come, and that's really why we should be doing this.
Yeah, amazing stuff. I love getting outside for a run. Do you have any tips for the kids who might be taking part in this?
Well, just taking the first step's the most important thing, and don't feel like you have to run it continuously. But any movement is good. So you could be cycling, running, walking. You could be, even at home in the chair, just moving around a little bit, a few little stretches. Yeah. Just open up the body. The body needs to be moved. So if you're someone that sits on screens, try and be active and get away from the screens for a few minutes and just see how much better you feel after you've been moving your body. Yeah,
well, I was going to ask you what moves could we be doing sat down here, but you're thinking just a little bit of a warm-up.
Yeah, a little stretch over here.
Stretch.
It's about just waking up the body, moving a little bit, and a little bit, little and often is great. So you don't have to be doing like a structured hour. It could be 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, all adds up, and it's really good for your mind and your body.
Yeah, well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us and talking all about it. It's lovely to have you. And I've got a question before you go. Do you think you could beat a remote-controlled car in a race?
Well, I love remote-controlled cars, but I've got one for my little boy who's 6, and It is so fast. I mean, I don't think you could ever beat a remote control car unless you were Usain Bolt.
You're an expert, you know, because you might be in shock as this one travels at speeds faster than a train. Named the Beast, it's just broken a world record. Check this out. Blink and you'll miss it. That was the Beast taking the world record for the fastest battery-powered remote-controlled car. And here it is again in slow motion. It was designed by engineer Steve Wallace at his home in Rugby, and he's delighted to have won a world record.
When he read it out, everyone just went wild, really, and I just couldn't believe it.
The car has a 3D printed body. The wheels are powered directly by 4 motors normally used in flying drones and energised by these strong batteries. And take a look at one of the wheels, worn away after travelling 230 miles per hour. And at that speed, it was important to keep those wheels on the ground.
Even if the front got raised up a little bit by a bump, I wanted to make sure that there'd still be some force pushing it down to stop it just catching the air and then turning into a plane.
Steve is now planning a new remote control car design, hoping he'll be able to beat his own world record. Next, the government has announced a plan for schools in England that involves big changes for children with special educational needs and disabilities, often shortened to SEND. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the current system does not work and promised major changes. But some other groups, including political parties and charities, have said they have concerns about the changes and how well they will work. Well, for all the information on this story, make sure you head to the Newsround website. Next to the US, where a powerful winter storm has affected millions of people living on the east coast of America. Hundreds of schools in New York had to close because of heavy snowfall, with nearly 50 centimetres falling in some parts of the city. Many schools in neighbouring states were also closed. Blizzard conditions have seen heavy snowfall and very strong winds bring widespread transport disruption across the east coast, while power cuts have affected thousands of homes. OK, finally, before we go, let's head to the Galapagos Islands off the coast of Ecuador in South America, where 158 giant tortoises have been released on the island of Flor y Ana. It's all part of a big programme to reintroduce giant tortoises to the island after they were considered locally extinct there. It's hoped that if this is a success, 12 other species will be reintroduced there too. Well, that's all from me and Joe Wicks today. I'm going to keep warming up. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.